They said a boy once returned from the market without his shadow, and a woman left with gold but forgot her own children's names. This is the market's curse. No one knows when it first appeared, only that it shows itself on certain nights when the moon bleeds orange. Then, beyond the eastern hills, torches reveal an impossible marketplace. The villagers whisper of men who went to bargain and never returned home the same. Yet the poor and desperate still search for its hidden path. And tonight, you will hear of Obina, the farmer who traded something priceless, something he never truly understood until it was too late. The story begins in Umudim, a quiet Igbo village wrapped in red earth and mango trees. It was here the rumor became more than just whispered tales. Because Obina, weary of failure, listened to temptation's call and walked into the night searching for dreams that were never meant to be bought. Umudim was no ordinary village. Yet poverty gnawed at its people like restless termites beneath wood. The earth was fertile, but storms often drowned seedlings before they could sprout. Hunger turned laughter into sighs. Women at the stream murmured about failed harvests, while men at the palm wine hut drank bitterness instead of joy. Children's eyes often carried emptiness instead of light. Obina, a 30-year-old farmer with broad shoulders and tired eyes, had endured 3 years of failed yam harvests. Every seed he planted seemed cursed to wither before ripening. His wife, Adaize, reminded him often, "Patience, my husband, the gods test us." But Obina felt the gods had abandoned him altogether, leaving only humiliation and endless struggle. One evening, he overheard 2 old men whispering near the shrine. They spoke of a hidden market where anything could be exchanged, even failure for fortune, if one dared to pay the price. That night, Obina could not sleep. The words echoed inside him like drums, tempting him with visions of overflowing barns and a life without shame. The next day, as the sun scorched the village square, Obina watched other men sell baskets of cassava and yams. His stall was bare, his pride dissolving like salt in rain. He clenched his fists, envy burning inside him like fire. His neighbors seemed blessed, while he, despite his strength and sweat, remained trapped in endless struggle. An old traveler, wrapped in tattered cloth, noticed Obina's bitterness. Leaning close, he whispered, "When the moon turns orange, follow the path beyond the anthill. There lies the market of dreams." Obina's breath caught. Was this chance or fate? He wanted to dismiss the old man as a drunk, but something in his eyes gleamed like he had truly been there. That night, he told Adaize about the story. She gasped and begged him never to seek it. "Markets like that deal in shadows, not yams," she warned, her voice trembling. But desperation is louder than wisdom. Obina decided silently. When the moon bled orange, he would go, and nothing would stop him. Days passed like restless ants, each sunrise carrying Obina closer to his decision. Then one evening, the sky blazed crimson, and the moon slowly rose, painted orange like burning palm oil. Obina's heart pounded as if drums echoed from within. He slipped out of his hut while Adaize and their son slept, carrying only courage and fear in equal measure. The path beyond the anthill stretched longer than he remembered, swallowed by tall elephant grass. Yet a strange glow guided him, beckoning him further into the unknown. Suddenly, Voices floated on the wind, chants, laughter, and bargaining cries, though no market should exist in such darkness. The smell of roasted meat and incense filled the air. And then, before him, the impossible appeared. Rows of stalls glowing without fire, merchants with faces both human and unearthly, displaying goods beyond comprehension. Obina had stepped into the market where dreams are traded, a place between worlds where every desire glittered within reach if one could pay the hidden price. Obina wandered through the stalls, his eyes wide. He saw baskets overflowing with golden maize that shimmered under unseen light, goats that spoke human words, and jewels humming like drums. A young girl with skin as pale as chalk sold jars filled with captured laughter, each giggle echoing inside blasts like bells. Men crowded around, desperate to buy back joy. Another merchant with eyes like molten iron displayed folded mats. He whispered, "Sleep here and your dreams will shape tomorrow. Wake rich, wake powerful, wake whoever you wish to be." But the stranger's stall belonged to a bent old man. He sold shadows themselves, hanging them like cloth, trading them for secrets or memories too heavy to carry. Obina's pulse quickened. Everywhere he looked, men and women exchanged pieces of themselves, memories of mothers, whispers of first love, even fragments of courage. And yet no one wept. They bargained eagerly, blind to what they lost. The market song was too sweet, too intoxicating for doubt to survive. Obina finally reached the stall where a tall man, skin dark as midnight and eyes glowing faint green, displayed baskets of yam tubers the size of drums. The man smiled knowingly. "Your fields are cursed with emptiness, farmer. But here, exchange, and you shall reap harvests beyond imagination. What will you give for it?" Obina stammered. I have no gold, no wealth." His eyes dropped in shame. But the merchant leaned closer, whispering like wind through dry leaves. "Not wealth, something greater, your unborn dreams." Confused, Obina frowned. "Dreams?" The man nodded. "The visions that guide you in sleep, the ones yet to come. Trade them and you shall never fail again." Obina thought of his wife's weary face, his hungry child. Desperation burned inside him. What use were dreams when reality already mocked him daily? And so, with trembling lips, he agreed. The merchant grinned, reached into Obina's chest, and pulled out something glowing and fragile, his dreams, sealed in a calabash. When Obina returned to Umudim the next morning, the market was gone as if swallowed by the night. Yet, in his barn, yam tubers towered higher than his shoulders. Villagers gasped in awe. They hailed him as blessed, the man whose harvest surpassed all others. Jealousy and admiration followed him like shadows, but Obina basked in the praise. He sold yams by the cartload, coins overflowing from baskets, his poverty erased overnight. Adaize's eyes shone with relief, though deep inside she feared the cost he had paid. Weeks turned to months. Obina's barns never emptied, his stomach never shrunk. But something else quietly changed. He no longer dreamed at night, his sleep heavy and empty.
At first, he ignored it. Dreams seemed childish compared to wealth. Yet Adaeze noticed. "You never smile in your sleep anymore. It's like you left something behind," she whispered. Obina brushed her words aside, but within, a hollow space began to grow, silent yet unyielding. Without dreams, Obina's laughter faded. He no longer imagined the future or remembered childhood joys. His son's smile no longer stirred him, as if his heart had turned to clay. At the market square, he gave coins but felt no generosity. At home, he ate but felt no taste. Life became full yet utterly empty, abundance without meaning. Adaeze wept silently at night. She said, "You traded something sacred. Wealth without dreams is nothing but a prison with golden bars." But Obinna only stared blankly. One evening, his son asked, "Papa, what do you dream to be?" Obinna had no answer. His throat tightened, for he could no longer imagine anything beyond harvest. That night, restless, he returned to the ant-hill path, hoping the market would reappear. But the moon was silver, not orange, and the fields were silent. The market where dreams are traded had vanished, and with it, Obinna's hope of reclaiming what he lost. Seasons passed, wealth multiplied, yet emptiness consumed him deeper than poverty ever had. He had gained everything, yet lost the very fire that made him human. Stories spread of another villager who found the market and traded her memories for riches. She forgot her husband, her children, even her own name. Wealth meant nothing. Obinna finally understood that the market never sells blessings. It sells illusions disguising curses as treasures. And those who bargain always pay more than they imagine. He fell on his knees before the village shrine, pleading with the gods to return his dreams. But the wind whispered only silence, as though mocking his sorrow. His barns overflowed, yet he no longer cared. Every yam tuber reminded him of the calabash that held his unborn hopes, locked away forever in a market beyond reach. And in the dark corners of sleep, he envied even the poorest child, because that child could still dream. And so Obinna lived as a wealthy man without joy, teaching Umudim a lesson none would forget. For when you trade what is priceless, nothing bought can ever replace it. The market where dreams are traded appears still, some say, on nights when the moon bleeds orange. But only the desperate dare to seek it, ignoring warnings carved into sorrow. For dreams are not trinkets. They are the seed of tomorrow, the flame that shapes destiny. Without them, wealth is dust, and life is an endless hunger. So if you ever hear laughter trapped inside a jar, or glimpse shadows hanging like cloth, remember Obinna's tale. Ask yourself, what price are you willing to pay? Because the market does not steal, it bargains, and its greatest trick is making you believe you can afford the trade. If this story stirred you, share it now, let the world hear, and never forget, some markets are not meant to enter,